there was a king, James, who had leanings towards Rome, Catholicism, and he issued a proclamation saying that the people are free to worship any way they want to worship. And I want this proclamation read from every pulpit on this particular Sunday. Every pulpit read it, right? Well, there were 6 bishops, I said, that had a problem with this. They had a grievance. If we do this, they said, we'll be recognizing that this right comes from the king, not from God. So we don't want to read this from our pulpits. So they set out to talk to the king. And the you want to?
It was actually 7 bishops.
7 bishops, sorry. Not 6. Sorry. Wow. And so they set out to see the king, right, to talk about it and to give them, state their grievance, declare their grievance, and seek redress. And so the king heard they were coming. He was happy until they got there, and he found out that they really were against this and didn't want to read it. He immediately imprisoned them, put them in the dungeon. They had a trial, a jury trial. They got a barrister. What their defense was, we were just petitioning for redress of grievances, and the jury acquitted them on the basis of that defense, right? So I happen to tell this story, and I hear later, my wife is rolling and laughing. She said, it's so funny. These people pick up on these things, and they talk. And someone said, well, what's Bob's religion? Is he Catholic? Do you think Catholics ruin the country or something like that? And we get this big debate, you know. People will have the ability to chat, but of course you can't control what they're chatting about. And there has to be some control, I think, but you might get people who are disruptive, you know, entering into the chat with you. But anyway. So you ask, how do we get the word out? Well, that's a great way. Every one of these, and more people are watching, are directed to it, so that they can see it and learn about it and get involved. Then there's Twittering and YouTube and Google and Facebook and all these other social network sites. These tea parties, in 6 days, a few guys got together, laid out a plan for Facebook, and in 6 days they had 50,000 people attending these tea parties in the country just through Facebook, just by setting out the plan to put this word out through Facebook. And so it's a tremendous tool. We just have to learn how to. But it's really the younger people. I mean, you know, I talk about this like I know what I'm talking about. I don't. And but it's the younger people that need to get involved and help. And this, what we can say on here. You see that link? There's a link there, right here. You click on there and you get the nominating procedure. Then you click over here, and you could actually enter people into nomination to be delegates. And there are hundreds of nominees already. And we're just doing the quick check. Are they who they say they are? And then we turn it over to the people in the states to finish the vetting process. Then once you finish the vetting process, you put those nominees on your state of Texas website. How do you get to the state of Texas? There's a shortcut. I forget what it is. So let's just do a couple of links here. So you click there, and this brings you up what happened there? Where it actually oh. Okay, let's see here. Oh, but I was on the university side. Is that good now? Let's see. Oops. Maybe I'm. Oh, that went down. Okay, so you click on that link that said access your state context, and then you can click on your state, right? People all over the country do this, and you get your state website. And it's the state websites that are going to be the official location for all the news about the Continental Congress. On each state website, you have a drop-down list for every county in the state. And what we need is a county coordinator in every one of those states, and every one of those counties. I can't. Which county? We've got a lot of counties.
Yeah, he's got city thing. Jax is down below Tom Lane.
Oh, see that asterisk? That would imply that there's one there, but I have a confession to make. Let me just put that first and see who this is. Oh, I'm sorry, he's the state coordinator. I don't know what happened. What's going on?
Press continue.
Continue? Where's that?
The red one's above more information. Down, down. Second line to the bottom.
Oh, wait, yeah, I'm sorry. I don't even see it.
More to the right, right.
More to the right.
Put it on the board.
I got it. Thank you. Told you.
Okay.
All right, so let's see. Disconnect. Why? Okay, so, get rid of this.
Oh, golly, come on, man. I have it, yeah,
All right, here's the state coordinator, right? Let's just finish this, and I'll go back to the Travis County. It's Henry Golds, he's down in San Antonio, and in that section called team members, soon, very soon, each state page is going to have the names of all of those people who stood up and volunteered, unless you don't want your name on there, who offered to be, said, yes, I'm willing to be called upon to help, so you join the team. And so I went around the East Coast and up the West Coast of Florida, Jacksonville, Orlando, Jupiter, Fort Lauderdale, Tampa, Tallahassee, and not only a state coordinator, but 6 regional coordinators volunteered, and then over 200 people stood up at their 6 meetings and offered to join the team. So in Jacksonville, 41 people stood up, and so forth. So all of those, so the Florida page is going to have over 200 people listed, their contact information listed under that, in that section called team members. And then under this section, Texas State Conference calls, we're using, again, I sound like I know what I'm talking about, but there is TalkShoe and Blog Talk Radio now. You know about these things? These are ways of, inexpensive, cheap ways of having weekly conference calls. There's platforms called TalkShoe and Blog Talk Radio. They're sort of competitors. We've chosen the TalkShoe platform, and every week the management team will be having a conference call using TalkShoe with all the state coordinators around the country and one of their assistants. Then the state coordinators in every state will have a weekly conference call with their team, those of you who volunteered here and in San Antonio and so forth, and anyone else in the state that wants to listen in. We'll have a weekly conference call to make sure we're all on the same page and accomplishing the tasks that have to be accomplished between now and the Continental Congress and beyond. And so that'll, and then the nominees, when you finish your vetting process, all the nominees are going to be listed in that delegate nominations. We're asking the nominees to send a headshot and a short bio and a statement as to why they want to be a delegate at the Continental Congress. And so all of that you'll put up there. You will decide who those nominees are going to be that go on the state page. Because across the state, it's not just you here in Austin, but it's you in Texas working together under the general direction of the state and regional coordinators. Henry Golds and his regional coordinators. By the way, who would like to be a regional coordinator? So they're a little bit above the team members, but a regional coordinator representing this region.